What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, taking a look at some Yu-Gi-Oh card news. And Skull Guardian, I guess, got a retrain, and a few other cards, like randomly old cards, did. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to quickly go over the four that got the retrains in case you didn't know what they are, like me. So the first one is the Novax Prayer. It's just used to ritual summon Skull Guardian, and Skull Guardian is just a vanilla. So yeah, it's a 2050 attack monster, which is what I guess is the unique part of it. The Sapphire Queen of Dragons is actually a pretty good card. Saphria, I think it's called, actually. My bad. You can ritual summon it with Hymn of Light. During the end phase, this card was ritual summoned this turn, or if a light monster was sent from your hand or deck to the graveyard. While this card was face up on the field, you can activate one of these two effects. Draw two cards, discard, which is good. Maybe if you're like playing a lot of hand traps, obviously. Discard a random card from your opponent's hand, very good. Or you get to add a light monster from your graveyard to your hand. So that's pretty good. Like, I guess it's getting a retrain, and probably just used in tandem. Like, retrain seems kind of like a loose term to use there. And then last is, this is probably the one card that I think most people have seen. I'm not even going to try to say that, but the Ancient and Ascended. It's a ritual. If your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster you control, you can discard this card and negate the activation, which is pretty good. Especially if you can search it with the new support. That's kind of like a one of. When your opponent would special summon a monster, you can return this card to the hand, negate the special summon. If you do, banish. So that's, okay, first of all, that's a really good effect. So both of them are good. So if you can bring it out easily, it's definitely some potential there. So let's go ahead and let's see what these new cards do. And then I'll kind of give my final say on whether or not I think this is pretty decent. This card is normal or special summon. Take one Solemn Voice, continuous spell or trap from your deck, and place it in your face-up spell and trap zone. Did they get one? Okay, there we go. We'll take a look at that in a second. But obviously, like, face value, it's very good. If you ritual summon exactly one Light Warrior or Dragon ritual monster with a card effect that requires the use of monsters, this card can be used as the entire requirement. Well, that's good. It sounds like a one-card ritual summon, which, of course, is always the weakness of ritual summoning, and it kind of fixes that problem. If a Light Warrior Dragon monster is special summoned to your field while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card. Wow, you can use each of them. Yeah, I mean, the first two make sense, obviously, but being able to use this is also is pretty impressive. You can just get to bring it back again. This card's very good. Okay, that's a good start. Solemn Voices, Wise Princess Saphira. I feel like I'm just saying that wrong, but you can discard this card, send one ritual spell from your deck to the graveyard. Then you add one Light Warrior Dragon ritual monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Okay, I'm sure like the ritual spell is some sort of graveyard recursion, and then you get to add two. So again, these kind of seem like closer and closer to one card ritual summons, which is obviously a very good thing. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Yeah, you can use each of these. Ritual summon one Light Warrior Dragon ritual monster by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed. So yeah, it is. Each of these do, I mean, this one's like obviously much better, but they do like virtually the same thing. Especially we'll see like what these continuous spells and traps do. This looks like an Ice Barrier card. I wish it was. You can special summon this card from your hand by shuffling two spells, including one ritual spell, from your hand and or graveyard into the deck. Okay, so these two cards obviously work very well in tandem. When your opponent activates a card effect, you can return this card to your hand, special summon one Light Warrior or Dragon ritual monster from your hand or deck, but shuffle it into the deck during the end phase of the next turn. Okay, interesting. But if you... Wow, that's like... Is that not crazy? It's just like a ritual summon from the deck. And it's like not too hard to summon. Wow, I really like this card. Wow, okay. When your opponent activates, so when your opponent plays the game, you can bring something out. Wow, like the implications of a Light Warrior Dragon ritual, like there's got to be so many. Advent is one that I'm thinking of because I think it's like a spell negate or like a spell trap negate, excuse me. And then it also has like a decent effect. So that's like the first card I think of. Wow, like so far, like so good, you know. And obviously this is the Skull Guardian retrain right here. You can ritual summon this card. Yeah, right, whatever. And you can only use the first and third effects of this card once per turn. If this card is ritual summon, you can add a solemn voice monster or one light warrior dragon ritual monster. So everything pluses and adds on summon, which is, you know, definitely what you need. There hasn't been one bad card, by the way. And okay, while solemn voices Present Novax is on your field, must be like one of the spell and trap things, is on your field or graveyard, this card gains 2050 attack. Okay, that's cool. So 4000 or 4100 attack. Okay, that's obviously very big. When your opponent activates spell and trap or monster effect while you control Solemn Voice Precant Novax. What is that card? Okay, it's not here. I have to just look it up. You can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Wow, it actually just like stays on the field too. So I'm gonna have to Google that card after this. But I actually, you know, I'm just gonna do it right now. What is this card? I feel like I'm stupid. Okay, let's find out. Is this one of the new cards? Am I just dumb? I think I'm just dumb. I think it was one of the cards I just looked at. Oh, it's this card. Okay. Alright, that was embarrassing. I just read the card and I forgot it. I thought it was like an old card that I just didn't know about. So, oh wow, this card is just everything for the deck. 1-for-1 is also a card, by the way. Maybe like, I don't understand like how bad it would be if you just unlimited 1-for-1. It seems so random. It's a good card, but is it that great? Maybe when these cards come out, they'll like do that. Anyways, Solemn's Voice Prayer. Ritual summon one light ritual monster from your hand by tributing light monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed its level, which makes sense. If a light ritual monster leaves the field by an opponent's card, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one of the Saphira Queen of Dragons, or instead of doing this, I'm pretty sure it's like one of these ones now. I didn't like second guessing myself on everything. Oh, okay. So these are the originals. All right. I got it all together now. Anyways, or Solemn Voice Skull Guardian. Yeah, like this one. From your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Oh, so I guess... Wow, yeah. So this is really good to send off of the Princess Saphira. Because, yeah, it's just like a ritual summon. It's like better, pretty much. But your opponent does have to, like, get rid of something. That's probably fine. Like, it's especially if you use it to ritual summon and then like your opponent gets rid of it. Like that's obviously insanely good. Is it like Herald, I'm guessing? The girl, or I guess it's the girl from here. But I wonder if it's connected to the Herald stuff, because it kind of looks like the level 4 that sends a fairy to the graveyard. I can't think of the name of it right now. But this is Solemn Voice Barrier. I talked about Ice Barrier before it's closed. And this is the continuous spell, so this is one of those things that you can put face up, obviously, or the continuous trap here. While you control Solemn Voices, Precant Novax, I can't wait till the real names of these cards come out. Or Light Ritual Monster, your opponent cannot target your monsters for attacks, except ritual monsters. Also, your light monsters cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. I guess that's pretty cool. Oh, okay, this gets just way better. During your main phase, you can add a Solemn Voice card, except Voice Barrier or... Oh, no. You can add one Solemn Voice card except Solemn Voice Barrier, or one Skull Guardian monster from your deck to your hand. Right, except a copy of itself. Right. That's great. Like, these effects are good, but this is obviously, like, just a searcher. So, again, like, this card just gets better and better and better. It's absolutely bananas. And then the trap. During either main phase, you can activate one of these effects. Shuffle one Light Warrior or Dragon Ritual Monster, or one Ritual Monster from your hand or graveyard into the deck. And if you do, take one Solemn Voice monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it from your hand or graveyard. Oh, wow. That's very good. And then take a Solemn Voice monster. The big one is, right? This is a... Yes, of course. All right. Yeah, so that's obviously pretty good, too. Wow. You can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of Light Warrior, Dragon Ritual monsters you control. Destroy both this card and those targets. Yeah, during either main phase. That's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you get to pop maybe like one or two cards if you need to. But this is This is good too, because you can just bring out the guy, and then the guy brings out a ritual. So like looking through those cards, yeah, I'm impressed for sure. You can do a lot of really cool things with this deck. Does the pre-prep is always very important. I didn't really think about that. Ritual summon. If a light monster, okay. I don't know if this counts as being named on the card. I'm pretty sure it does, right? I'm pretty sure pre-prep works. I hate that card, by the way. I know it's simple, but I can never remember like which way it is around. I think this counts though. I think it's whose name is specifically listed on there. I don't know. Maybe you guys could tell me in the comment section. But yeah, I'm impressed. I think these cards are incredible, to be honest with you. Like for the first wave of support to have 5 good cards is about like pretty much all you can ever ask for. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.